Hello, we're back with another video about James Charles. This awful excuse of a human has moved to the UK or is planning on moving to the UK. This is a massive issue for me because first of all, I live in the UK. I do not want him over here. I don't want him near me. And I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that. He's not the type of person we want here. Ideally, we don't want him anywhere. I don't think any country wants him, but he's got to be somewhere, so I understand that. Now, you might be thinking, Tia, what has he actually done? Why do you hate him so much? Don't worry, I'll tell you. If you're not up to date, it's basically because he thinks it's acceptable to be speaking to people who are underage. He might not be now, but he definitely was, in my opinion. It's not really an opinion, there's proof. Literal evidence, so do with that what you will. But he is trying to relaunch his career in the UK. That isn't going to work. Somebody needs to tell him. Anybody who knows him needs to have this conversation with him. It is not going to work. Why? Because you're a predator. We don't like predators over here. I don't know any country that does. Regardless, he's moved over here, or he's planning on moving over here. And he's trying to be so relatable by posting videos of him outside Greggs and shit. Like, please don't put me off Greggs. There's not a lot of things in the UK that, you know, keep the people in the UK happy. We don't have great weather. We ain't got a good Prime Minister. But we do have good shops. Greggs being one of them. Please don't take that away from us. We don't want to go to Greggs and think of James Charles. His reputation is beyond repair in the US. But for some reason, James seems to think that just because he's done all this in the US, word doesn't travel and he's fine in the UK. Well, I'm here to say, you're not. We know about what you've done. We know about your dodgy ways and your messaging of underage children. And I'm going to call them children because whilst they were 16, and some people might be like, oh, well, you know, they're nearly an adult, they're only a couple of years off, they are still not adults. In my opinion, 18-year-olds aren't even adults. I feel like you only really get to adulthood and kind of knowing how to do things as an adult, like through your 20s, mid-20s, late 20s. So, with that being said, he definitely was speaking to people who I would class as a child. And I know he was only quite young himself at the time. I think you're about 20 or something. That still doesn't make it okay. You as a 20-year-old know the difference between right and wrong. Oh, James definitely did. So it's just the audacity, really. Like, what makes you think, honey, that we want you over here? Why the UK? Choose somewhere else. Go to Epstein Island. I'm sure you'd be comfortable there. So apparently his goal when he is over here, I don't know if he has moved over here as, you know, I'm talking right now, but his plan is to try and get his brand painted into retailers like Boots and Superdrug and Sephora, places like that. No. Stop it. We don't want you. We don't want you. What? What? I don't know who. Someone must have, you know, spoke with him about this, and he must have spoke to his friends or just people who he's got around him and said to them, I'm planning on going to the UK to try and relaunch my career. Did not one person say, no, that's not a good idea? If you thought it were bad in the US, come try it in the UK. We're not any more lenient where it comes to predators. That's a fact. But obviously James either doesn't know that or he just doesn't care. When has he ever? But it's not all bad. It's not all bad, okay? We've got influencers like Izzy Oakley. She has publicly said, we don't want you here. So, whilst he is still planning on moving to the UK, or is in the UK now, at least we still have those influencers who are not scared to use their platforms to tell him, we don't want you here. Because imagine if everybody stayed quiet and just let him get on with what he was doing. A few years down the line, he starts speaking to another child. And you know what? That could be your brother, my brother. It could be absolutely anyone. And that's why it's important that we don't stop talking about the things that he's done. We don't try and brush it under the carpet and forget about it, because it's not okay. You want to be a nonce? Go be a nonce by yourself, somewhere else, somewhere on a secluded island somewhere by yourself. We don't want you anywhere. But these crimes he's committed against children aren't even the most recent scandal that people are hating on him for. Across 2025 and this year, 2026, there has been an incident involving James Charles and two people called Evan Johnson and Kayla Malek. So whilst James has admitted to a brief friendship with Evan Johnson, others say different. There has been some rumours that James and Evan were more than friends. It was more than a friendship, which of course there's nothing wrong with when both parties are single, not when one's with another person. You know the difference between right and wrong, James. Don't do this. In May of 2025, last year, James did a TikTok video basically saying that it was nothing more than a brief friendship. There was nothing romantic there. And he stated that Evan had manipulated him into thinking that he was a good guy when James needed a friend. Straight away, only saying that, I know that's bollocks. James is big enough and ugly enough to make his own decisions and his own, have his own views on people and know exactly what they're about. He has been in the social media world for years, and I feel like because of that, he is very in tune with working out people's intentions. I could be wrong with that, but that's just from my experience, just being online and just seeing other people too and the way they handle things. So someone named Jack Sellers, who was a former friend of Evan's, said in an interview that James and Evan had a romantic relationship. Zach Sellers also claimed that James helped Evan through his breakup and also kind of coached him on how to handle the public fallout that would come with the breakup. Now, it's nice that you want to do that for your friends, James, but if anyone tries telling me that he did that for any other reason other than the fact that he probably wanted a relationship with him and he was just doing what he can to break them up, I just don't believe it. There's no way he's done that out of the kindness of his heart, because I don't even think he's got one. He is so manipulative himself and only cares about his own career and his own name and, I better make sure no one has anything bad to say about me. I don't feel like he's got that kind of helpful bone in his body, unfortunately. But again, that's just my opinion. I don't know him personally. I'm just going off what I've seen. But here's where it gets really disgusting, and also why I believe that he was doing it just to please himself and just to worm his way into someone else's relationship. This is why. Kayla Malek came out with the receipts, honey. She came with the receipts. So she claims that James repeatedly mentioned how attractive he found Evan when Evan and Kayla were together. First of all, that's weird. If you know somebody's in a relationship, why are you so comfortable commenting on how attractive you find them? Whilst I don't see anything wrong with letting someone know you find them attractive, it is wrong when you know they're in a relationship and when you're involved with them. James was friends with both of these people, so how do you feel so comfortable to basically shoot your shot whilst this man's got a girlfriend? There's no respect there. There's no boundaries. And again, this just adds to him not being able to control himself and having no boundaries and just predator behaviour that we've seen before with him speaking to underage children. So Kayla actually shared screenshots showing James messaging Evan to tell him that he thought he was attractive whilst they were still together. And here's where it gets vile. After Kayla and Evan have broken up, James messaged Kayla saying, "Can I have him now?" Are you for real? Is that the kind of thing you do? I don't even know why I'm laughing, because it's not funny, it's disgusting. How have you basically helped this friend of yours break up with his girlfriend for you to then message the partner asking if you can have Evan now? Do you not... In no alternate universe is that even a joke. So why would you say that? So not only are you a predator, you've now got no morals, no ethics when it comes to your own friends. You've got no respect for other people's relationships, and you expect to be able to come over to the UK and basically start all over again. Well, if you do, everyone better lock the husbands up, because you'll be on one, won't you? Can I have him now, though? Does he not realise how sad and desperate and disgusting that makes him sound? He must do. How can you not? Kayla also said that James flew Evan to Coachella in California, and that Evan was seen posting content from James's back garden. Straight after the breakup. So apparently this Evan was abusive to Kayla, and James knew about this. First of all, knowing that and not doing anything about it makes you just as bad, in my opinion. I understand it's difficult when someone's in a relationship and you don't want to overstep, but if you're supposed to be a friend, that's the right thing to do. And if you don't do anything about it, again, you're just as bad. You're actively doing nothing to stop what you know is going on. Go away. Kayla claims to have told James about the abuse, and apparently she actually told him the day of the breakup. But of course, what does James do? He pretends he hasn't been told anything about any kind of abuse, and pretends he doesn't know up until Kayla's video series, He Doesn't Love You, was released. And James, of course, seems a little bit touched by this because he's having all these commentary channels that are talking about him, and it seems like James just isn't too happy about this, because what is he doing to those channels, these channels that are talking about him? He's threatening legal action. Send a cease and desist to me all you like, honey. I'll use it as wrapping paper. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll probably use it as wrapping paper. I do like to recycle where possible. Speaking of legal retaliation, James is planning on suing Zach Sellers for defamation, calling the allegations of a romantic relationship complete bullshit and disgusting. No, the only thing that is disgusting in all of this, James, is yourself. It's you, honey. Okay. Clown. So as of this month, March 2026, Evan Johnson is in jail. Why? For domestic assault. And I know it's innocent until proven guilty, but it rings true to me, and I just think it's all a bit too convenient. As we know, this isn't an isolated incident where we see this manipulation. We saw it in 2021 after he'd been messaging underage children, 16-year-old boys. When people show you their true colours, believe them. James has shown us he is a predator. We need to believe him. None of this second chances. I'm fully about giving people second chances, but not people like that. If you have that mindset, you will always have that mindset because there's something in your brain that is different and makes you like that. These people are not wired the same as you and me. They're wired totally different. There's no second chances for predators. And do you know what? There's been more that's come out since then. In December last year, there were another boy who came out, allegations regarding inappropriate communication when he was 14. What is it? What is it going to take for people to truly cancel him? He needs to be gone. What's it going to take? Is he going to have to go touch somebody physically? Because that'll be the next thing. Ethan Klein, who has a podcast called H3, I believe, he paid $10,000 last month to have a billboard in LA, reminding everyone of the type of person James is. I think in the UK, we should do the same. To remind everyone and let people know who don't know about him, because as much as he loves himself, there are plenty of people in the UK that don't have a clue who he is. I think we need to do that here too. And you know what? He can try and silence my channel. I don't think he would because I've got less than 1,000 subscribers. But he is actively now using legal threats to try and silence the narrative But of course, that won't work. He's been on YouTube a long time. He should know by now that usually backfires. If you try and silence somebody on YouTube, you best believe they'll make even more videos, double the length. You can't silence people who are trying to make other people aware. So is it even possible to rebrand in another country when the internet is global? Everyone's seen what you're about, James, and even the people that don't yet know about you will find out. Probably won't think much of you anyway. Everyone in the UK, everyone who knows about the things you've done, are not going to stop talking, and eventually it will get to a time where you're in the same position as you have been in the US, where you can't carry on and you're going to have to move again. Oh no. Where will you go then? I'm going to say it again, Epstein Island. You'll be very comfortable there. And I won't mind, but he's not even an influencer anymore. To be an influencer, you have got to be influencing people in the right way. You are doing none of that. Nobody wants to listen to you because of the things that you've done. So what is the point? What are you trying to relaunch exactly? Painted? That brand with the tacky packaging and the bad quality products? Surely not. This year, this month, he's launched some products, some painted lip balms. First of all, little side note, I'm just going to say, we don't need any more lip products. Especially from you, honey. But the Reddit forum beauty guru chatter is having none of this new release, honey. There's been loads of backlash from these products on Reddit and TikTok due to the tacky packaging. I don't use any of his products. I will never use any of his products. So I can't comment and I won't comment on them. But why is he under this impression that everything's going to be going well for him in the UK? Has he not yet realised that he is not an influencer anymore? He's been dethroned. That happened in 2021 when he was messaging young children. And he's only got himself to blame for that. I feel no kind of loss for him. I don't feel sympathy for him. I don't feel like I'm being too harsh. I think he's an arsehole. I think he loves himself far too much. And I think painted is shit. Okay? It's shit. He clearly doesn't know what he's doing with the brand if he's releasing fucking lip balms. Why are you releasing lip balms, honey? Oh, people don't need that. They need you to tell the truth about what you've done and for you to just go away. But I am interested to know what you think. Do you think Boots, Sephora, Superdrug should be stocking his brand? Or do you think he should be deplatformed altogether? Because that's what I think should happen. It's well overdue. It needs to happen. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe if this channel is your vibe. Love you. Bye.